Hey everybody, Will of the West. Wanted to come at you guys a little weird hour, but hey, it's been a really productive but long day getting ready for, of course, service Saturday at 6 p.m. And then, of course, we got Sunday service. That's what the grind has been a little bit. Excitement though, 4 o'clock over in Harlem there. Check out the details on our pages and everything. And man, I hope to see you there. But talking about it's not the end, just kind of wrap up the weekend and kind of get right into the weekend. Here's kind of what it's overlapping into. One thing I talked about, I did a reel with the West not too long ago talking about it's a moment. It's something I'm always working with myself, even more recently, to not let circumstantial moments dictate the overall outcome of a situation or your overall expectations from the longevity to the start and the final ending of it. I know I've learned I can let my when the circumstances are high and in my favor, it's easy to be like, man, it's not over. We got this, high faith, everything else. We all have that moment. We all have that feeling. And yeah, if the circumstances are really in our favor, let it be momentum. I'm not against that. But watch it when I have to watch myself, make sure I don't get so high that when the circumstances shift like they normally always do, because when you let something play out, especially if it's a long-term thing, a working thing, it can crash really hard is what it can do, and be a hard emotional crash. And then it's harder to rebound back from that. It's harder to maintain a point of your faith, where you get to this place in life where you enjoy the high moments and the high circumstances when things are really good, but you don't let them dictate everything and how you feel. You don't let them be the center of your world. You still remind that's God. So when the low moments come, you don't crash as much, and you don't just throw your faith and do something brash and all over the place and just be like, throw it all away and forget it. I know I'm not the only one that has emotional experiences like that. Now, let's bring it to a little smaller scale. Think about just your day-to-day. Think about you could have one bad interaction at your job when you first walk in the door and it sets the tone of the whole day. Or you can let that be a moment, let it go and realize you have the whole day. See, we can let that moment say, well, that's the end of a good work day. Here we go again. See, it's a little more when we take, it's not the end, we bring it down to day-to-day. When we learn to do this mentality on the day-to-day little things, it helps in the bigger things in life. But it's not missing it when it's like, man, I woke up and my spouse and I got in an argument today. Well, does that have to be the whole day? There's still like 15 hours left in the day. Don't let it ruin and be like, well, that's the end of the day. You have one bad month in your marriage. Don't get the divorce even when you feel like it. You may have that moment where it's like, I'm done with this person. I'm tired of this person. I'm sick of doing this. But don't let a month turn into the rest of your lives. And so when you look at moments that happen, you got to realize it is a moment, and don't be like, well, that's the end of it. It's done. That's immaturity. It's emotional immaturity. I'm challenging myself on this always. Each time I go through life and I hit bigger challenges, bigger obstacles, bigger things to take on with my faith in God is what that only is. It's challenging my faith in God is what's happening, and my trust in His ability, because the circumstances are getting bigger, 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 and more impossible. I continuously have to re-challenge myself. But as I learn and as I come through them, I start finding my bearing a little better. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't the end of the world. It's like you get the whole cartoon, the little chicken cartoon where the acorn fell from the tree, hit him in the head, bloop, kind of moment, and all of a sudden the sky's falling. The sky's falling. We can do that same thing, and just because that happens, the sky is not falling. And so you have to remember that about life and all your circumstances you're dealing, and you'll find a lot more peace, balance, and harmony in your life, and you'll make sounder decisions, and you won't be so reckless all over the place. But man, here and here will feel a million times better if you can learn to do that. So how do we do that? We remind ourselves, man, our faith is not in circumstances. It's not in moments, to realize it's just a moment. Don't let it shape and warp your reality. You realize, man, the hope and factor. I still trust God at the end of the day, even when it does look a little crazy. He'll work everything, even the bad stuff that He didn't authorize. He'll work it around for good. All right, guys, all I got for you. Love you. 6 p.m. Saturday, virtual service. Hope to see you there Sunday. Have a great weekend.